If you're one of the players out there right now who believes that Wizards of the Coast is trying to cash in on Modern Horizons 3, I think I found just the video that you're going to want to watch. Modern Horizons 3 has been one of the most anticipated sets for 2024 since it was announced, and now things look like it may not be headed the way that Wizards of the Coast was thinking, and most of the players already know why. Welcome back everyone, MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today. A reminder that if you want to see more of my mug each and every day, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, new content every single day. And we have a lot to go through in today's video. So Modern Horizons 3, as well as Bloomburrow, Thunder Junction, they all had a bunch of spoilers. And today I'm just gonna focus on Modern Horizons 3 because it's one of those conversation topics that has really riled up a lot of players, a lot of LGSs, a lot of the consumer base of Magic the Gathering is up in arms. And let's be serious. There's a lot to uncover and unpack with what they've done. Right now in the background, you see this crazy thing showing a collector box for $504 on Amazon.com. Just so you guys know, for Canadian pricing, with the conversion rate and tax, that would put a box at $740 Canadian. For 12 packs. What does that remind you of? We're kind of getting to that 30th anniversary. That's the kind of price range that Wizards of the Coast cannot sustain for the player base because Modern's supposed to be a format you can play in. I mean, if you want to agitate and upset your players, this is exactly what you should be doing. Doing everything you can to upset, anger players, get them frustrated so they go somewhere else. This is the type of pricing that is going to get you there, and we have discussed this since it was announced that I knew they were going to jack up the price. It made sense that they would try to raise it up. I said about $50. Well, this is about $80, $90 plus the tax on top of it, so they're going a lot further than even I thought they would, because right now a Modern Horizons 2 collector box is $5.99 Canadian locally, which is around $640. So you can see it's about $100 Canadian more. And for those who are watching around the world, with Canadian import fees on these types of cards, taxes in individual provinces, this is kind of what it costs us, and I'm sure other places around the world are no better. Now, the reason they're doing this, there's a couple. When they put this stuff on Amazon, you guys probably remember the Ravnica Remastered, the missed box prices and stuff. This is that same type of information gathering thing. They like to do this. I'm sure a couple other content creators probably put this out there, but they will put this out before they give distributor pricing to see what the appetite is. With the couple of, spoiler cards they put out for you, and, the boxes and kind of the imagery of the set. What do you guys think? We got Eldrazi, we got some cool stuff, we got Solitude coming in. They try to spice it up to see what the appetite is going to be. That is not the final pricing. I'll be honest. That is not going to be the final pricing. And if it is, it's going to be a bloodbath. Let's be honest. It's going to be a bloodbath. Now, here's the more difficult quandary to go over is what will the price actually be? I'm expecting anywhere around the $50 mark ahead of it. So it means if it was $5.99, it's going to be $6.49 Canadian is what I expect it to be, which still puts it around $7.10 to $7.20, give or take which store you're buying it from. That's still a massive amount of money. Now, I know we saw the spoilers. They put the fetch lands are in there. They got some great cards. They got a Johnny. They got some cards kind of spicing things up. So far, nothing even comes close to justifying the value of buying a box. Not even close. Not if I got 6 fetch lands a box. Could that justify that price? Not even close. So, why? What is coming that can make that price look good? What is coming that will make players want to buy it? It's not going to be serialized cards. It's not going to be most things that we think of. Wizards of the Coast planned this out ahead of time. They kind of knew what was coming down the pipe, and they are hoping to cash in on the name, Modern Horizons. They're trying to do what they did with Commander Masters. And let's be honest, to add insult to injury, and I love playing Commander now. Remember, I was kind of new to Commander a couple of years ago. I love playing Commander. They added Modern Horizons 3 Commander decks, and that's ridiculous. Commander is not modern. It can be cards inside. They should have not done it. They should have left it alone and that's just a cash in. That's a cash cow to get some people to buy the pre-constructed decks. I hate the idea. I hate the concept. It gets me agitated thinking about it. I'm going to calm down though. We're going to chill. we're going to step back and just remind ourselves that Wizards of the Coast is a company. I hope those commander decks sink and burn. Yes, I see the Eldrazi incursion, all these crazy things, great. We can build our own modern Eldrazi decks. We can build our own Eldrazi commander decks like we did with Commander Masters when you gave us an Eldrazi deck. Remember, guys? Remember what happened with those prices? So players are not going to bite on that. They're not going to take the bait on the fish hook and get themselves skewered for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And let's not forget, they got the play booster boxes. They got the bundle boxes going in there as well. They are trying to dig deep on the name Modern Horizons 3. This doesn't mean it's going to be a bad product. Some of the cards look pretty good. It is nice to see the fetch lands coming around. I'm not going to bash the individual cards because I haven't seen them all. I don't know the plan of what they're going to do. A lot of nostalgia came up in the last couple. If they start putting out some key cards, some good ideas, some good card concept ideas, they're going to gain a lot of traction. But that doesn't mean, no matter how good the cards are, that the price is going to stick where it is. That's a fishing expedition. They're just trying to see how things are going to play out. The commander decks are a complete flop and mistake. They shouldn't have been there as far as the Moxman is concerned. And when I'm looking down the pipe at how the set's going to be received, all I can picture was what I'm thinking. And I'm sure if I went into all the subreddit hate boards and stuff, you'd probably see similar actions. You guys, I'm sure, will put down some comments to let me know how you feel about the commander decks, the bundle pack deck. I mean, it had the play boosters with like the specialty one of the collector pack in there as well. And then they had the regular bundle pack. It just seems like a lot of money. The play booster boxes being $378 US, that puts them at $500 plus Canadian for a play booster box of Modern Horizons 3, when meanwhile I can get Modern Horizons 2 boxes for like 200 and change. The price won't hold. People will have to ditch it. And even with price, like even with the tightening of print runs and holding things very tight to the ground, there is no way that I believe, in my opinion, that players are going to stick true to prices like this and say, yes, I agree that this price is going to be worth it. I agree that if I want to play in a modern format, that I'm going to spend a couple of $1,000 buying a couple of boxes of these collector boxes, opening the 180 cards inside. I'm going to make out like a bandit. It's going to be a great experience. I don't see that happening for only but the richest players who can afford to just, have some money thrown on the table for some fun with cardboard. But if anything, I bet you the proxy players are going to go ape on this. The proxy players are going to have a throwdown about how upset they are and how players are going to start proxying more and more cards. That's where I think, if I pictured the conversation unraveling, if I had to be a betting man, that's where I think things would go. Now, let's look at the spoilers here. You guys probably saw the Emrakul. I mean, the reason I'm not popping up a whole bunch of images, guys, I'm sure you've seen them in other channels. I'm doing this a couple of days later. I had videos already in queue that I had to research for my top 10, so I'm covering this on Monday so you can get the Moxman's opinion of what I think is happening. When I look at things like the Emrakul Awaken Anew, they should have left that card alone. That thing should have come out in its own whole story. You don't bring it out in a modern set. You go ahead and leave that alone for some standard release where it's like a whole big story arc of it coming out from Innistrad. Like, there's so much you could have done with that you're not doing, but it's fine. Maybe they'll have some cool story. Maybe some creepy stuff will happen. It's kind of a scary... Emrakul's kind of a scary card, really, so... And do I like the card? Meh. Not big either way. It's not really going to get me. But I noticed a lot of reaction to Eldrazi singles selling for some of the spoilers we're seeing coming out. I saw a lot of Eldrazi cards start to hit the market again, a lot of market movement. Cards on the reserve list like Deranged Hermit, expectations of new squirrels. I'll cover Bloomborough later this week, guys, but having this stuff unfold and go before you with this kind of anticipation means speculators are buying cards and in anticipation that players are going to buy them later. And I think they might be shocked that a lot of players already bought the cards, especially after my top 10 reserve list video. So they may have hit the market ahead of that, especially with Deranged Hermit. But also with the fact that if Modern Horizons 3 is this expensive, you may just not see a turnout of players buying the cards. You might see people rejecting it, sitting on the sidelines, and just picking up the very slim amount of singles they want. Not a whole big glut of singles hitting the market anyway, because I can't picture stores, at least in Canada, spending $700 plus. Now, if the price even scales back by 20%, it's still going to be a very expensive product in this particular financial market that a lot of consumers will find themselves in. They're in for a whole world of hurt, and I think the players are going to be happy to just beat Wizards over the head with these sealed boxes. I don't think it's going to play well. I think this fishing expedition is actually just going to really antagonize and galvanize the player base, kind of like 30th anniversary. But we're going to find out in the next few days how things kind of start meshing out forward. And then, of course, we'll have to see as more and more spoilers come out, how players are going to feel with the cards being held within. And that's going to be a fascinating thing, because even when really great cards hit the market, when somebody hates a price point, when somebody is so angry and upset about a certain price set that they see, they won't be able to get past it. It doesn't matter how great the product is. They're going to be so angry, they're going to walk away anyway. I've seen that happen time and again in my professional life, as well as my personal life, when somebody really gets agitated about a price, including myself. I don't eat Doritos chips because they're just too expensive. Even when they're on sale, I know what they normally cost. I can't do it. Yeah. Either way, I want to thank you guys for stopping by the channel. As we wrap things up today, keep in mind that this is probably not the firm price. This is the fishing expedition price that will come out for the first little while to see the player reactions, so they can check out how everyone's feeling. And then they'll make the adjustments, because they are a smart company and they need this product to sell. They don't want it to be fire sold. They want to find the market space that allows for the price. So if this box comes down to, say, it's $504, if they bring it down to like $389 for a collector box, and you bring those draft box play booster boxes down to like $299 to like $279, you're going to see a lot more sales. Players will start being more excited. And there's also that reverse psychology, where players see a price drop that dramatically before release. Players start to buy. They start saying, oh, now it's finally a good deal. Now I can buy into it. Remember that as well. That comes around a lot in real life. It's a normal marketing tactic used by a lot of companies out there. This whole reverse psychology to get you excited about something. When you think it's going to be up here, you see it down here. But meanwhile, the price was always supposed to be down there. And this here is the psych out price to get you just really mad. And then down here, like, oh, finally, okay, they understand. I complained and they listened to me. So now I'll buy the product. Either way, this is something I didn't expect to see this high of a price point for the products. And the Commander decks, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't expect Commander decks at all. And I don't think they fit with the Modern Horizons set series. It just shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? You guys let me know. You guys drop some comments in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about what you've been seeing, about the spoilers, about the sealed products, and of course, about the prices that we like to cover here in the MTG Finance channel, okay? Thanks again for stopping by. Thanks for being here on the channel. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow with another video. And don't forget, bring a friend to Magic, because it's still an amazing game. A big thanks and shout out to the fantastic Patreon support we get here for the channel. My YouTube membership members, my patrons who make this content happen each and every day. Guys, thanks again for being part of my channel, supporting the efforts we have here to grow and become a bigger YouTube channel. You guys make it happen. Honestly, welcome back to the Ramble Jamble, and I know what you're thinking. I am not going to actually bash the product yet. A lot of people probably anticipated that in the beginning video. Guys, I can't, because I don't know all the cards. And I know how good this series has been in the past. So far, I am not inspired by the cards I've seen. I'll be honest. You're here at the Ramble Jamble. You're here at the end. Unedited, uncut. I'm not impressed. The fetch lands are great to see, but they hold a market value of $30 to me. Okay? But that's before everything crashes down, depending on how often we get them. So you look at that and you say, okay, you get 5 or 6 a box, let's say, like we did for the last one. But the price is going to collapse just like it did for Modern Horizons 2. That's not enough to draw me in. Then you've got the whole thing about guys like a Johnny. That's not an impressive card for Modern, by the way. A lot of the cards I saw were not driving me forward. So the spoilers they gave were not an enticement to me as a player to want to get in there, get my hands dirty, and spend a lot of moolah. It just doesn't feel that way as a player. It doesn't feel that way as an MTG finance guy to say, oh, this product looks amazing. You guys should be buying it. That being said, I can't wait to dive into Bloomburrow and give you guys a little bit of what I think is going to happen and how I feel this is all going to go down. So Modern Horizons 3 is going to sit on the burner. It's going to be on simmer until I see more. Bloomburrow, it's got me. What can I say? I look pretty happy. We'll talk about it tomorrow. It's going to be great, guys. Thanks a lot for being here. Thanks for being at the end of the video. The green screen, the whole thing, because, I'm up with family and stuff. I will see you guys on the next day, after the credits and the stuff and the things that happen here. And where's a coffee? Why am I here still? I'm leaving.